We're in the taxi. We're going to Khao Sok. Bye, Phuket. We booked a van to take us from Phuket Airport to Khao Sok National Park. It cost 1,800 baht and it took probably about 2.5 hours. We stayed at a place called Arts Riverview Lodge. It was absolutely tipping it down when we got there, but we got to our room and got sorted. We've arrived in Khao Sok. This is our accommodation. It's like this really cute little hut. Up some stairs. It was quite treacherous going up these stairs with our huge bags. Look, Matt definitely told them in the information that we're on honeymoon, so I feel like maybe that's why that's there. I decided to like close the doors really quickly because I didn't want any mosquitoes to get in, and then as I was closing them I was like, oh, okay. So we're definitely going to be very pleased with this mosquito net this evening. I'm going to put some spray on as well. So yeah, there's the bed, here's the bathroom. Hiya. Toilet, shower. It's very cute. The lady did say when we were checking in that we need to make sure if we go out of the room that we make sure we lock and close all of the windows, because she said there's loads of monkeys here and if we don't lock the windows then they'll be in. So thought it made sense to turn you around. We booked here originally for 2 nights, and then we decided that we wanted to do like one of the overnight tours of Khao Sok National Park. When we got here, she suggested that we stayed 1 night and then we go on the tour tomorrow. So we leave at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We go for an overnight tour. I can't remember exactly what's included, but I'll show you what we do. Then we'll stay overnight somewhere, do a tour the next day. I think it finishes at 2 p.m. and then we'll come back and spend the night here before we head to Koh Samui. I think it's Koh Samui. So yeah, I'm excited. In the countryside. Matt's just spotted a cute little gecko. It's on the outside, thankfully, for now. We're just heading to reception to get some food. I think they serve until 8. It's about 7:15. We've just been trying to pack our overnight bags for tomorrow. You can probably hear it is pouring. So, oh, it's very bright. Oh, I quite like that. So we've got our ponchos on and we're ready to go. Hopefully we'll remember the way because it was pretty winding. The lodges are surrounded by jungle and they serve breakfast, lunch and dinner, so food all day.
Ribbit.
Little frog.
Ribbit.
As long as it's quiet, I'm happy. I pushed the boat out and gone for pad see ew, which is like a soy sauce noodle, and Matt has gone for sweet and sour. Things that are under my chair. Thankfully by the morning the rain had stopped and we were able to appreciate what a beautiful setting our little hut was in. Matt, do you love that every time you try and eat some food I'm there with a camera?
My starter is being filmed.
Got some fruit. I don't know if you can eat this, it was on our food yesterday. So Matt and I convinced ourselves last night in the middle of the night that a monkey had got into our bathroom.
Makes sense.
Our minivan picked us up with 10 other people ready to make our way to Khao Sok Lake. The tour was 2,500 baht each, so we paid 5,000 baht in total for 2 days, 1 night. Nearly there. We've just stopped at a little market on the way, which was handy because my contact lenses were not happy, so I've just gone in like the back room near the toilet. It's nice though, I'm really hoping I get no infection, but I've taken them out, put them back in, sluiced, a lot of solution, I'm ready to go. Once we arrived at the lake, we got in a traditional wooden long-tail boat. We had about an hour journey to the wooden bungalows and we stopped for a little photo op on the way. Our tour guide definitely made Matt and I kiss in front of everyone for a photo, and then bless him, his fingers were in the mall as well. But memories, we like it. As you can see from these videos, it was absolutely beautiful. Not really a setting that we'd seen before as well in Thailand, as we've just done the north and we haven't done any of the south yet. So yeah, I mean, look, so good. Matt is the only boy. So our tour guide has given us this one on the end. So cute.
Hello, and welcome to MTV Crib.
This is our little room.
5-star.
It's got a fan, which is good.
It's got a fan. It's got a light bulb.
It's got a light bulb. Also, what a view, what a view. Our tour guide just told us that we don't need mosquito nets because there aren't any on the water. After we'd put all of our stuff in our rooms, we hopped back on the boat, did a trek in the jungle to these bamboo rafts. I didn't take any footage in the jungle. I think I was too scared looking for leeches. Our tour guide literally showed us them on his arms. They were everywhere. I wasn't up for it. Here is us in a cave. It had loads of stalactites and stalactites. Our tour guide really enjoyed making himself a witch with a shadow and a rock. We got back in the boat and went on the hunt for wild elephants. I wasn't sure it was going to happen, and then we saw 4 adult elephants and 3 babies. One of the babies, I think a baby elephant is called a calf, he said was probably only about 2 months old from the sight of it. He also said it was a really rare sight to see them swimming in the water and then walking up the bank. It was the first time he'd seen it, he said, in about 4 or 5 weeks, so we felt really, really lucky to be able to see it. We watched them for ages, as you can. I mean, who wouldn't? They swam along the bank, and then finally they started making their ways up the sides. The adult elephants were really protective of their little babies, of course, and they were kind of helping them get up the wooden bank in the mud, and they kept slipping, so the adults were using, the mums were using their trunks to help push the babies up the bank, which was just the cutest thing that I've ever seen. They were definitely very wobbly on their feet. We stayed a respectful distance away and watched them for probably about half an hour. I mean, who wouldn't? Look at them.
That one's just coming down.
So this is us for the night. Got our little silk sleeping bag liners on. The fan is working, which is great. And the electricity is on between 6 and 6, so we're all good. We were up early on day 2 and ready to go for a 7 a.m. boat safari. This time we were looking for monkeys. It was really nice to be up this early because you can see that the clouds were still really low down and you just got this beautiful scenery. We went around the bay looking for monkeys. As we were looking for them, our guide was recommending us to listen out for the trees, and then you could see when they were moving. And then after a little while of looking and looking and looking, we saw some monkeys. These ones were long-tailed monkeys. I think I zoom in. Look. They've got really long tails, which they use for swinging from tree to tree. And he also said they hate the water, so they never get wet. I think I got a zoomed in video of this monkey as well. He watched us for a little bit and then we let him be. There he is. We're just packing our bags and then we're going to have some free time. So we've got about an hour. We're going to go kayaking just on the lake, and then we go back to where we first got on the boat. I think we have some lunch. But yeah, really, it's literally amazing. I'm so glad we came. Look at this view.
It's a beauty, mate.
It's a beauty, mate. I did a bit of research about the park. So it's called Khao Sok, which means Village of the Dead. And apparently that's after a 1944 epidemic, which wiped out most of the population. It also was occupied in the 1970s by a group of Thai students who were trying to save it from logging, miners, deforestation. It also didn't always used to be a lake, so it used to flood, and then in 1980 they erected a dam to keep in the water and to make it a lake full time. And it was also in 1982 maybe that it was declared a national park. So the Thai students who occupied the area for about 8 years, I think, were successful, and it was named a national park and is preserved as such a beautiful area to visit today. Sadly, it was time to leave and we headed back to Arts River View Lodge. We're back from our tour of Khao Sok National Park. It was amazing. We've had such a good couple of days. We're back at Arts Riverside Cottage because we've got one more night here before we get the bus and the ferry to Koh Samui tomorrow. I'm definitely going to have to video Matt walking up the stairs to our cottage in his bags. Then you can just imagine us doing it in the rain, in the dark on our first night here. Here it is. Look how cute that is. Right, Matt, you're going to make it look easy. These ones aren't so bad, but it's the ones here that are really steep. Ooh, you're a natural. We've just had some breakfast. We're going to pack and then wave goodbye to our little hut and goodbye to Khao Sok National Park. Goodbye, Khao Sok. So here is our overall spending for Khao Sok National Park. We got transport from Phuket Airport to Khao Sok. Usually it's a minivan, but I think when they don't have many people around, they just do a taxi. So actually for most of the journey, it was just me and Matt in a car, which was very nice, very cheap for what we were expecting. Accommodation, we booked one night before the tour and one night after the tour. I think in this video I call it Arts Riverside Cottage, but actually it was called Arts Riverview Lodge. That was really cool. Beautiful, like absolutely beautiful, and kind of in the middle of nowhere in the jungle, so a really cool experience. The actual Khao Sok tour was 500 baht in total, so it was 2,500 baht each. That included pick-up from our accommodation and drop-off to our accommodation. It included all of the activities and the overnight stay on the floating bungalow. It also included all of our food for the journey as well, and the food was really good. We enjoyed it. It didn't include entrance fees to the different parts of the national park, so there were a couple of different times that we had to pay to get into places. We had to pay for the initial longboat, then we had to pay to get into the beginning of like the jungle trek as well. I can't remember what else, but that was about an additional 500 baht each. Food and drink, so this is the night before we went on our tour and the night after we went on our tour. There wasn't really anywhere around our accommodation, so we ate there. The food was okay, it wasn't incredible, but it was good and it was easy. We had a nice crepe as well. So our total spend for the trip, which was about 3-4 days in total, was 11,404 baht, which was £265.78. Obviously all of these costs are for 2 people, so if you're single, just half it. And then we've got our average spend per day. It was slightly more than our budget of £80 a day for Thailand, but in Phuket we spent a little bit less, and we knew that we were going to have some beach days, so we weren't bothered about spending a little bit more. All in all, an absolutely incredible experience. I absolutely loved it, and if you're going to Thailand, this is definitely something that you need to put on your list. At the bottom, we've got our total spend so far for the whole trip. This includes absolutely everything. So our flights from England, our travel insurance, every penny that we've spent so far. Khao Sok, we'd been in Thailand for about 3 weeks. So if you're half it, you'll get what we spent each. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you decide to go to Khao Sok, or if you've got any questions, drop a comment, drop me a like, and definitely subscribe so you can watch my next video. Thanks, bye.